Jax here from Legend Brands. Welcome to our daily maintenance of a Legend Brands truck mount tutorial. As you've probably figured out, I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. Prior to heading out to put 300 to 400 miles behind me, there's a basic checklist I go through. Working with a truck mount is very similar. At the beginning of each day, before firing it up, here's my top 4 must checks, 3 of which revolve around an important ingredient in most engines: oil. 1. Engine oil. Pull out the dipstick and make sure it's in the safe range. 2. Pump oil. Three, blower oil. You check this by looking at the sight glass. It should be in the middle. If it's in the front or back, go ahead and check it. 4, coolant. If by any chance you're running an Apex 570 or Everest 870, you have a liquid-cooled engine, be sure to make sure there's coolant in the reservoir. It should be at the fill when cold line. 5, general inspection. Look for leaks in fittings and hoses, broken or loose belts, or any nuts or bolts that may have become loose. Also, check for any debris around the machine that could be a fire hazard. Now, when I get back from a long motorcycle ride, there's another checklist. Again, same goes for a truck mount. At the end of each day, 1. Lubricate your blower. Block off the vacuum and spray silicone or Teflon PTFE-based lubricant into the lubrication cup for 10 seconds. Be sure to keep the machine running for a minute or 2 to air it out. Doing this at the end of each day extends the life and reduces wear on the vacuum blower. 2. Check and clean the waste tank, lint basket, and air filter. Your primary protection starts with your stainless steel lint basket that catches larger debris. And the final level of protection is your mesh air filter. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. And the truth is, if you keep it clean, it's not as dirty as it sounds. If you don't, it'll result in loss in vacuum performance, leaving carpets wet, which naturally leads to unhappy customers. Not to mention, when you eventually get around to doing it, yuck. First, take the lid off. Then pull out the filter basket and clean all the debris and sediment out. Typically, I use a garden hose. And if you do it regularly, like I mentioned, a chemical isn't needed, although I do find it's nice to add a little Unleash to help counteract the smell. While you're at it, be sure to look at the blower flat filter as well. Go ahead and rinse that with the garden hose too. 3, this should make perfect sense. Now rinse out your waste tank. I do this after I remove and clean the stainless steel basket and mesh air filter, so when I put it back in, everything's clean. If you look straight into the tank, you'll notice the bottom is sloped and designed for optimal drainage, so it's really not that difficult to keep clean. If you don't, debris and sediment will build up, which can affect your cleaning performance and cause your waste tank to fail prematurely. After you're finished rinsing, it might make sense to put the lid back on, but if you're leaving it overnight, I'd recommend leaving the lid off to let it air out. 4. Inspect the auto pump out for any debris or sediment if equipped. We're trying to get rid of anything that we cleaned that might have somehow attached itself to our truck mount or accessories. I love Legend Brands truck mounts, not just because of their build, but if I may say, they're quite good looking. That's why I like to end my maintenance checklist with a general wipe down at the end of each day. All right, I'm headed out for a sunset ride. Have any questions? Drop a comment below. Jax here from Legend Brands. Until next time. Legend Brands.